Hello and welcome to We Welcome Your Teams, a podcast about the most unique job in sport, football stadium announcers.
People ask me 3 questions. Oh, you're the match announcer? Yeah. How did you get the job? You got any tickets? You know all the players.
I got a message on Twitter. Who signed this off at the club?
And they used to have a half-time competition where from the halfway line, if you could kick the ball through the front door, you actually won a new UPVC front door.
What I like the most about Kenny Boxall is the fact that when the opposition score, he mumbles.
Basically, we had a button that if basically somebody got sent off, we press it and it goes, I'm the bad guy.
All Burton Albion substitutions and away substitutions, I hasten to add, are sponsored by Doggy Daycare Burton.
We go there and then I give it Old Trafford. Our first penalty taker is Micah Richards. Oh, yeah, it's horrendous.
For 20 years I've been out in the wilderness not knowing how to do this job, and now I've got you two there.
He says, if you're the match announcer, say enjoy the game. So I said it, and he went, it is him!
Welcome everybody to the podcast about those people who are the voice you hear on stadium PA systems up and down the country, talking about why we love the job we get to do every single match day. A very privileged position full of access to behind the scenes that you wouldn't get anywhere else, and we meet so many people who live for that buzz when we introduce the teams just before kickoff. So let's get on with our brand new episode. Now, there is a notable absentee from tonight's team sheet, and it is my regular co-host, Manchester United's Alan Keegan. He had to pull out of the pod due to a last-minute event. I mean, if you follow him on social media, you know they are quite frequent, so we kind of will forgive him for that. I don't think he's gone too big time on us, despite appearing in a recent Adidas advert. But it doesn't matter, because we've brought in a stellar name off the bench. And my guest co-host this week is Brighton and Hove Albion's Rich Reynolds. Hello, Rich.
Hello, mate. Great to be back. Thanks for having me.
Lovely to have you. Just to check, you're not due to appear in any giant sportswear brand adverts soon that would rule you out for the rest of the season?
No. The phone is. I'm just looking at the phone. It's very quiet. I have to admit.
Right.
And you know where you stand in the league of announcers, where Big Al is off doing something beautifully with the best players in the world.
Yes.
And I'm here with you.
No, well, there you go. Yeah, and no, when where would you rather be? I know.
I know where I'd rather be.
I know. That's why I'm not going to ask it. But look, this was Alan appearing on the Adidas Man United Stone Roses advert that just went on social media recently.
When it came that Gary Neville was to be the captain, I put the sort of feelers out there, what would he like as the soundtrack at Old Trafford?
Yeah, I wanted a new song.
Yeah, that was that. And so goes the everything else in the world of Alan Keegan. Bless him. So Rich, good to have you here. Thank you for standing in. How's life at the Amex?
Yes, good, thanks. Yes, it's all right. We've since we last spoke, we've started. I think since we last spoke, our Europa League campaigns, which has brought a whole new, different level of craziness into the stadium. So just when you think you've got, how everything's done and you've got everything covered, suddenly flare wielding ultras from Marseille and Athens appear, and the 400 UEFA delegates and people telling you where you can't go and where you can go in your own stadium. And you're like, is there any chance I could just go through the door I normally go through? Because otherwise I've got to walk all the way around there.
Oh, I'll tell you what, if Keegan was here now, he'd be giving you the full rundown of what it's like to be in Europa League, Champions League, all of this and all the changes. Yeah, you're right, I know. Let's get on to our guest for this episode. He is the announcer at Stevenage, now in his 10th year on the mic, and when he's not there, he's got all sorts of other jobs, including working at a school and working as a fitness instructor. We are all limbered up and ready. But Rich, would you do the honour, please, and introduce him?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the pitch our guest announcer from Stevenage FC, Jay Drackers Drackford.
Hello, Jay. Welcome to the pod. How are you?
Hey chaps, I'm very well, thank you. First, I can't believe that I'm with other announcers. I didn't even know it existed. I thought I had the best job in the world, and I'm in League One. I'm in a Facebook group. I know that much of other announcers, but I never think that anyone else does what I do. And thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to tonight. It's going to be good fun. I've had to put my thinking cap on for you guys, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's good to have you here, and should we kick off with Stevenage? Because we've been talking about it right in the build up to the pod as to whether you are Stevenage Borough, Stevenage Town, Stevenage FC. Which are you?
We are Stevenage FC. However, regularly when I speak to some of the old firm of fans, they always like me to make sure I'm calling this the Borough whenever I can, whilst announcing. But yeah, we changed our name to Stevenage FC in 2010 when we moved into the Football League. We've had numerous names: Stevenage Town, Stevenage Athletic. But yeah, we are firmly Stevenage FC. But no, we're not. We're the Borough. We are the mighty Borough. And yeah, we're flying high at the minute. Not quite Europe like you two chaps are talking about, but yeah, we're in League One and flying well, which is amazing. Really, for such a small town.
So yeah, good times to be on the mic, I'd imagine.
Oh, don't! Every season I decide I'm going to give it up, and then we got promoted last year, and I was like, oh my god, the big boys are in town. So yeah, away to Derby County this weekend. It's just unbelievable.
Why would you give it up?
I don't know. I've done it 10 years, my 10th season, and I was just like, I've got young kids. They've grown up now whilst Dad's been at Borough all the time. And I don't know, I was just like, every year I get to the point, I'm like, oh, there's only 2,000 people here every single week. And then all of a sudden we got promoted. Our gates are up 40,000, and I'm now allowed to. I get free for all and doing what I do, and I'm known for being a bit of a nutter, running around the pitch at half time or pre, grabbing away fans, bringing them on the pitch, doing whatever I can to make that place enjoyable for everyone that walks in it. And I think I've got a bit of a reputation for that. So. Yeah, I can't give it up, can I?
Oh, no, don't stop then.
No, you can't.
Do not stop.
No,
and do you know what I'd also say? Try not to get promoted to the EFL or Premier League, because that's when all the fun stops. Dare I say it? But,
absolutely. Literally, I have free for all. We had a game cancelled the other week against Cambridge United at home because the floodlights failed, and I just plucked a fan out of the away end to come and read the team sheet right on the penalty spot. So yeah, I have free reign of that place.
Wow.
I've created a new halftime challenge this year, which has been good fun, and the club just like me. And this year they've even given me a Bluetooth microphone. We are technology. We are flying high. And now every game I get 6 videos for Instagram and Twitter through the football club, and I can do what I like. Last game I got a Ted Lasso quote in my first video, and Danny Rojas retweeted it. So now I'm thinking this Saturday, what quote can I get in there? And everyone's like, what is this guy doing? He's a lunatic. It's great.
I tell you what, most of the guys we speak to will certainly agree it helps to be a little bit mad to do this job. But it sounds like you're taking it tenfold. So hang on. So take us back to the start then. How did this all begin then? When did you start out?
This is really mental as well. So Stevenage is a place that's full of people that are post-war, moved out into Stevenage, new town, and we all supported loads of different teams. I'm Arsenal. If you go to Stevenage, until maybe the last 5 or 6 years, everyone's got their other team, their proper team or their town team, if that makes sense. So I was always Arsenal. But from the age of 1987, I went to the smallest country in Africa, which is called the Gambia. You got to stick with me. This is crazy. So I started going to Africa quite a lot, to the Gambia. And I do a lot of work in the community. I've always tried to make sure I'm Stevenage mad. I've always been a Stevenage fan and an Arsenal fan, but I've gone to Stevenage since I was 5 or 6 with my dad, and also Arsenal. But basically, I kept going to the Gambia. We ended up in the family having a house out in the Gambia, which is crazy again. But ended up working with the CEO of now Cambridge United, who is Alex Tunbridge. He's been at Newport, he's been at Stevenage, he's been all over the place, but one of the best people in football you could ever meet, Alex Tunbridge. And he said to me one day, oh, you know a bit about the Gambia? And I said, yeah, that's correct, I do. He said, we're going on a trip out there. Would you come with us to build a park? And I went, yeah, I know the place like the back of my hand. It's the smallest country, blah, blah. So anyway, I went on this trip to the Gambia. And we went out there, we built a park, and it was the foundation of Stevenage Football Club. So they're the charity arm of the club that Alex ran before he became CEO, etc., etc. So we built a park, and one day we were out there digging a set of swings up or something like that, and Alex was like, I've got a job for you. And I said, what's that? He said, well, when you come back, come and watch a game at Stevenage. I was like, yeah, that's great. So myself and my wife went down, and the gentleman that had been there 20 years before me, and I was trying to remember his name just before we come on air. Could I remember it? I couldn't, and I feel very bad for that. He wasn't there. And I went, you know what? I reckon I could do that. I'm a bit of a performer. And I said, what rules are there? And he went, nothing at all. You're mental. Just crack on. So, yeah, that's how it all started. But it got worse, and this was terrible. So the gentleman that did it for me for 20 years was out having a hip operation. Wasn't told that this young buck had come in and was doing it, and was basically never to be seen again. He turned up one game and he's like, what are you doing here? And I went, I've been asked to do the microphone. And I was like, wow, you're my hero from years gone by, and they've just shoved you out the door for me. And I was like, oh no, terrible. And so we dual microphoned it for the season in League Two. He would do goal scorers, I would do running into the crowd, interviewing Grandad, who's 73. And it was lovely. And actually, it was Andy, that's it, Andy. He gave me the training that I still use now for goal scorers, substitutes, and then I just inject it with my own stupidity, asking silly questions to mascots, laughing at people who fall over because they're half drunk on the pitch trying to kick a ball in a goal. There we go. Wow. That's how it all started.
What are the I've just written down here, what are the rules? I've never actually discussed what the stadium announcer rules are. I don't know whether there's, I don't know. And I'm also interested in what's this wisdom that he passed down to you about goal scorers? What was it? What was it like about leaving the amount of time before announcing it after? I don't
know. Not caring about an away substitute or a goal scorer. That's a definite. So I am miserable. But funny enough, I listen to the guys wherever I go. I'm intrigued at life. I've been to West Ham, Arsenal, and I listen and go, hang on a minute, you're the same for everyone. I'm not. I like substitution for Stevenage, leaving the field, blah, blah, blah. Big pause, player comes off, everyone crazy, and away is just like, I'm rattling this out. I do not even care. Goal scorer, don't care, etc., etc. They're the rules, aren't they?
Well, yeah, I think roughly. I mean, depending on the number of people we spoke to do or don't do the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you remember much about your first game then?
No, I don't really. I know that I was really nervous, but to be fair, 10 years on, I'm still really nervous before I go on the mic, and that's just ridiculous, isn't it? And now we've got about 6,000. Next Tuesday, Cambridge United have got the rearranged fixture. It's a sellout, 6,000. And I know I'll walk from my house because I live about 400 metres away from the ground. I walk down there. I'll get my TikTok video on the go. I turn up. And this is what's really weird, right? This season, now we're massive. I'm signing autographs. I'm like, what's going on? I'm just a geezer with a microphone. I was at the club earlier on. They've been given like a new outdoor football cage. The captain, Cole Piergianni, is the most beautiful man in the world. Nearly as beautiful as David Beckham. And he's there having pictures done. And I'm stood there because my son's playing football. And this kid's come up and he's like, the mum said, can we have a picture? And my son just looked at me like, you're an idiot. I can't believe you want a picture of my dad. It's crazy. He's crazy. And all I do is say the team sheet and have a laugh.
Do you know what? It's very easy to, I suppose, for us to underestimate our role in the eyes of some people, I guess. I don't know. It's very difficult. Depending on, I guess, Stevenage, you're so visual as well, though. You're on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? If you're out and about in front of people like that, I mean, I'm tucked away on the touchline. We don't even have any in-vision stuff anymore. Really? I can't remember. I don't think. Have you got any more? You still, Rich? I can't remember.
Yeah. We're fully envisioned for an hour before match, and so so there's a lot of that going on. What I'm interested in, I don't know if it's the same with you at the other Albion, is we at Brighton. There's a policy that we are not allowed to do any socials at all, and it's really bad but it's not really bad. It's unfortunate because we get lots of really good things that I'm like, can I post this? Not post a team sheet up, but the one I once did was, and I had to go right to the director of comms about, is it okay if I put this on Twitter? Which was, this is the team sheet with all my scribblings on and the substitutes that have come on and off as we got into Europe. This is the match that got us into Europe, and I put that out. But the rest of us, everyone who works here, you're not allowed to put any photos out in the day. You're not allowed to put any TikToks. And I just think there's a load of stuff that we could be doing, but we're not allowed.
Generally, so every home game I do a day in the life of me. So then you get to see the team coming out. Or I did the other week. Who's it? It's a massive team. Can't remember. Coming in off their coach and into the changing rooms. And I've got that captured. I'm like, no one's going to see that. That's so missing. So I love it, and that's why I've gone to the club now and said, and it's only been the last 3 games about the whole social media stuff. I want to interview the kit man. I want to find out. People don't think about everything else that goes on around the ground, so that's what we're starting to do now. So yeah, I think we're really lucky, and probably you're right, we would lose that if we went up. We're not going to go up, by the way, but we would lose that.
You never know.
You don't know, but we've seen it
where Brighton were like 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, there are a few announcers knocking around who've been through that entire journey from League 2, League 1, Championship, and then Premier League, and they'll all say, it's hard to put, I can't really put a shine on it. It's how much more fun it is, but in League 1, League 2.
We're little Stevies though.
Jay, you're obviously you're off the chart crazy compared to me, and you say that there are no rules and stuff like that. But I mean, one rule that I would get in serious bother from some kind of match manager or safety manager if I was really winding up the away fans. Do you do that?
There's been occasions. I remember, I think it was Portsmouth. Are we allowed to swear on this podcast?
Yeah, go on. You can go for it.
It's a song.
Yeah, it's a song.
Stevenage is a shithole. I want to go home.
Yeah.
So I turned the microphone on straight away at half time and I said, I think you're fine. We're not. We've got a range. We've got 2 home bargains. We've got a BM. And we're getting a Marks and Spencer's. And that was at 1,000 Portsmouth fans. That was quite good fun. The last game, me and Borough Bear, our wonderful bear that's very annoying, we're wiggling our bums at the away end. But realistically, I wouldn't like to do it that much. I do it as a bit of banter. I used to have long hair, really long hair. I used to get David Guetta quite a lot from the away end. But then there's a bloke that looks like the big tall fella out of the Chase who's the security guard now. So they don't really come for me anymore. He's on the Chase in the morning. Chase in the morning.
I think I've seen a video of that, I'm pretty sure I've seen a video of that. Yeah.
But the biggest kind of viral thing that I've had, and it was the, you may have seen it, you probably didn't, was we had Crawley last year in League 2 come, and they'd just been taken over by the American owners. He was in the dugouts, and I was stood right at the dugout when he turned round to the 4th official and was asking him how substitutes worked. And he was in the dugout with the manager just keeping an eye on everything. And I was just like that. Oh. So I tweeted it, and it literally, I remember waking up the next morning after the game thinking, what have I done? I'm going to get in trouble here. And I'm talking hundreds of thousands. I think it ended up in the Guardian and all sorts. So I was like, Mum, I've made it. There we go.
Are you always in a good position then? Do you just stand around by the dugouts generally for the game?
Oh yeah. So our tunnel is dead centre. Home on the left, away on the right, but then there is also a path that goes right behind it because we've come from lower leagues, if that makes sense. We're tiny. In COVID, that was all blocked off, but at the minute you can walk past the away and the home dugouts, and I stand just there. So, for example, when the 4th official gets handed his card, I literally can be anywhere between 4 foot and 10 foot away if I choose to, if that makes sense.
Is the fourth very good at showing you the cards so you can line up all the subs before? Yeah. Do you know what? Again,
generally,
it's another thing. Don't go up because the higher up you go, I don't know whether you get it, Rich, but we have a nightmare sometimes, and it's complete lottery with how forthcoming the fourth official is with little tidbits like that. Sometimes they're really good. They're like cards out forever. You know, anybody else need it? Anybody else need it? Other times it's like you're not even there, and it's just like
I
good
generally
luck.
Try and get on to the officials as soon as they come out and have a laugh with them, because I always say to them, make sure they wear their earpieces in the left-hand side so they don't have to hear Steve Evans for the whole game. And that kind of generally helps them out straight away. But I must admit, when Steve Evans used to come to Stevenage, and I do wind up the dugouts, the away dugouts, I'm always giving them a load of verbal. I always remember having a go at Steve Evans, always, and Rayner, who is his number 2 that's now at Stevenage. So it's come around. So I'm hoping the new haircut and the new look, he just won't remember me. But no, it's
a
great.
good disguise.
So are you saying that during the match you're giving verbals to the other dugout?
No, never. Yeah, I do. You know, it depends. I mean, goals go flying in. I may have whacked the top of the dugout maybe a few times and given them it. Like, you know, you can only have 2 people stood up at the dugout. I will always be telling the fourth to tell them to sit down. You know, you've got to help your guys out. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm the 12th man.
You might as well be. You're starting to become the version of Stevenage's shouty man, because every set of the backroom staff, as Bradley from Leicester once said, has a shouty man whose only job it seems to be is to shout at the fourth official.
I must admit, I've changed my goal scoring announcements quite a lot, and I've become more vocal and singy, if that makes sense. I very much am. So our captain, who's a central defender, Carl Piergiani, it just rolls off the tongue and you can really go for it. And people have said this season, your goal announcements have been nothing but brilliant. But this season we've changed it, so I have to say who sponsors the player before the goal scorer. So it's been really interesting, because you might have Jeff off the internet who sponsored someone. So it's like, goal for Stevenage, sponsored by blah, blah, blah. Number 5, Carl Piergiani. And I'm like, this is wicked. I love it.
So you have to get their sponsor name in before you read their name out, and all in the post-goal scoring.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's something else.
Has this odd thing gone down into your leagues where the whole, you're saying about the subs boards, that the team have to do the subs boards now, not the fourth official?
No, fourth still us.
It's just a Premier League thing.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So so now each team arrives with their own
actual board,
electric board. And the guy gives, one of the coaches gives the card to the fourth, but he then goes and punches he has to do the board himself and hand it to the fourth, and it causes so much chaos. Because you've got coaches who are like, who's got the ball? What number am I pressing and all this? And it's just I don't know why. It's taken something off the fourth official.
Yeah, it has, isn't it? I mean,
best thing to do.
Is this because they're in touch with VAR now and they've got to concentrate on that? Is it something to do with that?
Maybe.
I think we could give the fourth official more, though. I think they need to take more stuff off the referee, if I'm honest with you. I really do. I think timekeeping should get completely taken off the referee. Give it to the fourth. He has no need to worry about time. He needs to worry about tackles, etc., etc. We don't deal with VAR in League One.
Yeah.
Steve Evans would love that, because we're always missing penalties, etc., etc. If you watch his videos. But yeah, I think that's one thing I'd take off straight away. An independent timer. Bosh.
Yeah. Back to the chat with our guest announcer, Jay, shortly, but it's a good time to let you know this rather tidy tune you're hearing is brought to us here at We Welcome Your Teams by the guys at ShootMusic. Have a look at sportplaylist.com. You'll find the most popular tunes from all around the world of sport, plus some regular interviews with matchday DJs at sports stadiums to see which tunes are doing it for them and making a cracking atmosphere. Plus, you can see the stadium chart, which covers all the biggest tunes as played in those stadia. This is one of the tunes they sent out recently. We very much like it here at We Welcome Your Teams. It's a track from the new studio album from the Kaiser Chiefs, intriguingly titled Easy 8th Album. It's out now, and this one we particularly like is called How to Dance. And it was sent to us for nothing, just because we and a lot of the matchday DJs involved at clubs we feature are signed up for the ShootMusic service. So, get yourself on it as well. Right, let's get back to Jay from Stevenage. Right, next up, talk about your matchday equipment, because I've only noticed this, and this is pure coincidence. Obviously, we've got Rich here, who's the announcer at the Amex, and you are the Lamex.
The Lamex, broader way. Okay,
all right.
Lamex Stadium. The Lamex Stadium is a sponsor by Phil Wallace, who's the chairman of the football club's food packaging company. The Lamex Stadium got the rights, etc., etc.
Nice. Okay. And what's your?
So you want my?
I was going to say a couple of things. Yeah, your kit bag. Your sound system as well. So your on pitch stuff, and then your essential items you've got to have on you.
So if it's 3 o'clock on a Saturday, it's beans on toast for lunch. Followed by, I'm not even joking, followed by hair wash, which has got to be Tresemme.
Sorry, that's
Tresemme, right?
I was just doing the hair wash, not drinking it. It's not part of lunch, obviously.
And then it's my same rucksack, always the same rucksack and clipboard. And that is it, really. That is it, because all I get is get given a microphone when I get to the ground. Yeah. The clipboard is the one. But I've really gathered technology and pace this year. I've started to laminate things as well. Now we've got goal scorers and substitutes. I have laminated that sheet. So I am pushing boundaries.
Doesn't that make it harder to scribble the subs notes on, though, if it's laminated? If you want to scribble on it to say off on...
Oh, no, I've got the squad list. 1 to 40 players, goal scorer, players' names with their sponsor. So when a goal goes in, I am standing at pitch side. I'm the only person that decides who says who scored or not. And I've made some horrific mistakes in my life with that over the years. So I'm like, right, if the iWatch doesn't go off, I'm not doing it. Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so laminate, bang.
Oh wait, but that takes a bit of time, doesn't it, for the notification to come through, doesn't it?
It does, but if it's a home goal, we've got a little bit of music that plays, so I can really let them go. The crowd go mental, and sometimes I don't even bother with the away goals. I just ignore it, pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah. Well,
so a home goal's in, Stevenage score a goal, and you immediately go to music.
Yeah. That one. Ooh. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. You hear it.
I don't have anything to do with the music at our place. I literally am speak only. Mm-hmm. Speak only. So, yeah.
Nice.
How do you? So I'm taking it. Are you quite superstitious then? Because you have to do the same routine every match.
Not really. I've got thin hair. I need to wash it every day, and I love beans on toast. It's amazing. I mean, it's a stat. I normally have 3 or 4 PT clients before a game, so I get up at 5:30 on a Saturday, run to work. PT clients, they're all Borough fans, so I get an hour of 4 different Borough fans talking about the game. Get home, bosh, let's get on it. My son joins me. He's been coming to every game since he was about 3, so he comes with me, sits in the crowd. Everyone's a winner.
Love it.
You know what you're saying about your laminated team sheet there, Rich. I bet it's a question that I don't know whether you've asked any of the others. I wonder how many of us out there could, without looking, run through our squad team and numbers.
Depends if you want it in numerical order. Yeah.
Who's our number 19? I should know that.
Yeah, I know.
I should know that.
It depends if you want it in numerical order or like I could probably do the last lineup.
Yeah.
But if you wanted numerical order, I'd probably would still struggle. But I could do it lineup wise, but not numerical.
I couldn't give you one.
But Joe, you've got to learn the sponsors as well.
Yeah, you've got a lot on your plate there, Joe, to be fair.
But I'm really dyslexic, and I can't remember things. I really struggle with numbers, writing, and all sorts. So, like the other week, I did. What did I do? This video that I put out for the club. I literally just went for it, one take, and got it. And I'm just blinking lucky at it. I have no idea. My son's like, "Oh yeah, Jamie Reid just scored." I'm like, what number's that? I have no idea. I have to go back, find the number. I'm just a blagger.
Well, it's working, mate. Really? It's obviously you're doing something right. Bloomin' heck, you must be.
It's great fun.
So you've got your goal scorer sponsored. Anything else sponsored? Any like half time? Like an announcement sponsor. So substitutes, are they sponsored?
No, this season, no. We've got a man of the match started to be sponsored by someone who's up in one of the lounges. Sponsored.
So yeah, you have to
they
announce that.
Down.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do that one. So that's the only other announcement. There used to be some of the halftime challenges over the years were sponsored by companies. Mm-hmm. Apart from that, that's it really. Okay.
What about
added time? Added time sponsors quite often, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't have that either. No. Yeah.
Did you hear? Only because it's been. I've been waiting to talk to somebody else about it again. Because if I talk to anybody outside of this forum, no one gives a what's it. But there was the guy at Newport, Gareth Hillier, who's the announcer there, and during their FA Cup game with Man United, and it got picked up on TalkSport on the Monday after, he did their added time sponsor, which is the carpet fitter, and he has to almost sing something. I've got a clip of it. Have a listen to it. Now, the things with this clip is it's from the BBC, so it's mostly Danny Mills, but he does pause at just the right moment to hear the best bit of the added time announcement.
He's been terrific. I'd be amazed if he's at this level for much longer with the quality he's shown in all aspects of his game, Steve. This is a super effort. Gets the ball out of his feet, strikes it really well. But his link-up play's been good, his running the channels has been good. He's got his goal. I think he's top scorer this season, isn't he?
It's the sponsored by Rob Santra's Carpets. Free gripper.
Free gripper.
Brilliant.
I love it. And I've never heard, I mean, you were talking about, I don't know if you mentioned it earlier on about singing goal scorers. I saw a video the other day. Someone shared a video of Alex at Man City who starts to, so when Kevin De Bruyne sings, he just says goal scored by number 17. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne. And then, I'm pretty sure the rest of the Etihad sing it back to him, which is, again,
roars.
Levels. But I don't know if I'd have the balls.
I'll tell you what, a massive failure for you. I decided that I could definitely be Freddie Mercury, and I tried to get every what was it? I went down to one of the Soccer Aid games at West Ham, saw it happen, where this guy in a mental suit, colourful thing, got every different side of the ground clapping before, chung, chung, chung.
Oh, we were rocky, yeah.
So I tried it at the Lamex Stadium, and it fell completely on its bottom, and I was just like, I gave it a try just before kickoff. North Stand, are you ready? Crunk, crunk. Oh no, the guy really doesn't like me over there. He's not going to do it. It failed miserably.
I always thought it was something that worked better on the continent. You can see it on La Liga working all the time. There are some videos on Instagram of some of the guys who do it in Eastern Europe, and oh my word, it's incredible. Italy do it really well. The sing back is great. I think Mike at Crystal Palace does it, and it works there. And I've got a feeling the Arsenal do it at the minute, but I just can't. I just think it's got to. I don't know how you start it. This is what I think. They're obviously all doing it very well, but somewhere someone said let's do it, and I'm sure they didn't just walk out the next game and do it and it worked. Then I don't know how you orchestrate that to get the fans to know, right, this is what we're going to do. This is what you need to do when we score. Because and then you've got to get them on board.
Right, Rich, I think you just have to have the balls. And you have to have the balls to go with it and keep going with it keep going with it until it takes off eventually.
Until someone feels sorry for you, and then a few people in that corner join in, and then hopefully 2 seasons later they're all doing it.
I guess it helps that you've got a De Bruyne playing for you, and who does chip in with the goals every now and then.
Yeah, not bad. I know they have, and he's got some songs there as well. They do one about Bernardo Silva to ABBA that I seem to remember him talking about once before, like Bernardo. Anyway, So no singing at Stevenage.
No, and it's like with the goal music, that's often brought up. I mean, we're not allowed to do any. We would get strung up by the fans if we ever played goal music. I think because Palace play goal music, so we won't play goal music. But of course, one of the funny things was when we were playing in lockdown, it was decreed that all Premier League clubs, when they came back and were playing in empty stadia, when they scored, they were going to play goal music to try and give some kind of atmosphere because there's no crowd cheering, so straight into goal music. So our head of production phoned me up one day and he said, Rich, can you put together some 30-second long clips of music that we can play for when we score goals? Usual sort of things, the Blur song 2, just big tunes, I said, yeah. I said, how did you want? He said, well, let's do 8 because we don't want to repeat an awful lot of them. And I went, well, in how many of our matches are you expecting us to score 8 goals? So when was the last time we scored 8 goals? It's like, do you want me to do 3? Yeah, we can do 3. But it was like, come on, no way. Not going to get 8 done. They're not going to say, he played that when they scored the 7th goal.
Yeah, I can't have that one, yeah. So, Jay, 10 years... What's been? I mean, I know you've had promotions in there and stuff like that as well. What have been those big moments for you then? What's been your favourite? Your ones you're most proud of?
Oh, it's got to be promotion last year. That was just crazy. It just kind of came out of nowhere. The season before, we were absolute cannon fodder. Sorry. We'd had 2 or 3 managers come through. They tried to bring Graham Wesley back again. We had Mark Sampson, who was part of the England setup for the females. Alex Ravel. It was just incredible. And then Steve Evans appeared and just became the saviour of Stevenage, which was unbelievable. Kept us up. And then the following year, we've been promoted. That's just not possible. So it has to be, without doubt, my highlight. And to be on the pitch, one of the lads that played for us last year and had been there a few seasons, Luke Norris, came to my school at Marriott's. So not only had I played football against him in the staff versus kids match, I'd seen him grow from a young 11-year-old boy to a professional who's been all over the place and is now at Tranmere Rovers, and injury-free, hopefully. But being on the same pitch as him and promotion was just unreal. And
is that so? Was it confirmed on a home game? Did you have that atmosphere to sort of take in and plan for and try and announce?
Yeah, it was on the home game, literally. And I remember people saying, don't go on the pitch, it's illegal, don't do this, don't do that. And trying to sort that out on the microphone. You've got a safety of saying, say it again. Like, mate, there's about 3,000 people on the pitch. They're not going anywhere. They are not going anywhere. So, yeah, that to me was unbelievable. Just introducing the players back onto the pitch one by one, beers in hand, throwing it around, going crazy was just, it was unbelievable. But then I could say the same with our FA Cup run when we beat Aston Villa. I wasn't working that day. We went to Aston Villa and we won, and that was just the most amazing day ever as a fan, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So it was nice to be able to see the other side, not having to work. But it's got to be promotion.
Did you have to? It's funny you say about trying to get people off the pitch. When it, I obviously had that situation when people were running on in the derby in the FA Cup last month.
Sure.
And it's very hard if you are the person who is the only voice to change your tone and be paid attention to.
Yeah, agree. And so, they weren't listening. And there was a part of me that was sitting off it a bit. I wasn't going to do that. But then on the flip side, when you're faced with something difficult, like you're saying about you dealt with, and I had that recently. So we only had half the crowd in for Stevenage versus Cambridge. The floodlights went out, yet the stadium lights were all still working. And realistically, Stevenage has had 2,000 people per game. We're now up to 6. So the stadium's being used more. There's a lot being drawn, etc., etc. Really hard because I wanted to talk to the crowd and tell them more. So I was interviewing kids, asking them what they had for Christmas, but also having to be that stern voice. But I was getting moaned at on social media because I wasn't giving enough information. But actually, that wasn't me. That was me being held back by do not say anything until this time. And I found myself with Steve Evans, the referee, and the away manager, Neil Harris, stood in the tunnel on the phone to the EFL. I'm like, I'm just some bloke who lives 400 metres away, and I'm stood here trying to orchestrate this. It was mad, but yeah, you're right. It was hard, very hard.
It's difficult, Rich. I don't know.
Who's telling you what to say and when to say it? Have you got somebody in your ears? Have you got people running
They said to me,
paper?
the game got cancelled, and they said, "Can you please read your script?" So I turned my team sheet over, which was blank, and I said, "Here's my script." Showed the safety officer it, and I went, "So this is what we're going to do." Luckily enough, my job away, my real job that I get paid for, is to deal with issues at school. I literally just wrote something down and went, "This is what we're going to say. Do you agree?" He looked at it. He was like, "I can't even read it." And he went, "Just go for it." And we got everyone out safely. So, yeah. There we have it.
Yeah,
Crazy.
It's tricky. I remember on that day, I had some screens to read out to, which I've been shown a couple of days before, because they were thinking if something happens, we need to be ready for it, which obviously it did, and we were. And the screens are, "Please do not enter the pitch. It's a criminal offence to enter the pitch." So I'm trying to read them, but I'm trying not to. It's very hard. I'm trying not to be condescending, but I'm also trying to be a little bit, because I was annoyed, because we were annoyed, because it's just a shame, obviously, and it's just really sad to see. And it was, as it went on and on and on, it was harder to be part of it that it was still going on. But Matt, who's up in the box, who does a lot of those kind of voice of God announcements, they'd been giving them to me, but I remember I'd done 2 or 3, pause, 5 minutes, nothing happens, did it again, obviously nothing happens. And I remember him coming on the mic again, you could hear it, it was almost as if he'd gone, "Right, balls to this." He went on as well, said, "The game is not going to continue until you get off the pitch." He was kind of like, right. Yeah, because he had to say, and it was good because he kind of said it like it is, but I didn't have to change what I do.
Yeah, you didn't have to be the bad cop. You didn't have to be the shouting at your own fans.
Basically,
this voice from nowhere came and did that. Because that's the tricky thing, isn't it? You don't want to be having to go at your own fans at any point.
And that's what's changed for us as well at Stevenage since we had the lights out a couple of weeks ago. Now the safety officer has actually got control of a microphone in the safety office, and he's going to do it. I'm no longer going to need to do it. There'll be scripts ready to go. Bosh.
It's not sponsored, is it?
Sorry, sponsors.
The safety announcement is brought to you by Free Gripper. I'm really impressed by the fact you at the Albion, Rich, that you sort of rehearsed. Someone had thought, right, this could happen, so this is what we will do.
Yeah, the team. Really, yeah, they sent the stills of the screens over. This is what they'll be. So this is what we'll show at this point. This is what we'll show at this point. And obviously, I was caught up in as soon as the draw came out. I'm caught up in all sorts of emotion because I know the atmosphere is going to be incredible, and it was up to kickoff. It was incredible. The best noise I've ever had when I read the teams as they walked out. When I read that welcome the teams out. It was immense. I've never had anything like that. I missed a game with Villa in the playoffs in the semi-final a few years ago, and I think the atmosphere was as good because it was raucous. It was fantastic. It was brilliant. And when we read the teams out, in fact, that day we switched to reading just the home team just before kickoff. We didn't do away team. We did it 20 minutes to go. You do that sort of like 20 past 2 or whatever. You do a first sort of look at the team sheets and all that kind of stuff. Did them both then, but just before kickoff, we just did the home 11 and nothing else. And we've actually done that every game since now. I don't know if it works or not. I don't know what it means. I don't know whether it changes. Jay, do you do both just before kickoff?
No. Our chairman doesn't like me doing it, so it depends if he's there or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would he not be there?
Well, he lives in Jersey, so I think there's only 60 days a year you're allowed off the island now. So, yeah, and also now because of iFollow, we actually get people watching, and that's got me in trouble as well, to be fair, iFollow. But that was in COVID times. So in COVID, I was dual use. I was just stadium announcer at the time, but then I ended up being a commentator as well. Because one of the commentators from BBC Three Counties Radio didn't want to come out to the ground. So I ended up jumping in and doing an analysis. I used to play football a bit, so I know a fair bit, and I love talking about it.
Yeah.
And it was in the FA Cup. We played against Concord. Don't get their name wrong. Concord Rangers. They were a lower league team than us. And so you weren't allowed to travel out of county, the commentary teams. So you had to do home and away. Whereas if I've done commentary before, I really only have to worry about stroking Stevenage's ego. But we had Concord watching. Concord Rangers chairman was watching live in Dubai, and I've got completely the wrong league, blah, 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 blah. I've walked out of the ground at the end of the day, and he's gone, who is this absolute blah, 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 on the commentary, calling our team this and that. And I was just like, I remember going straight to Tesco's, grabbed way too many beers, went home, and I was like, I'm rubbish.
Oh, don't believe the hype. Honestly, don't take any social on board. Okay, time for another tune we're recommending off the back of having it delivered to us here at We Welcome Your Teams by the team at ShootMusic. They're always providing innovative promotions for the music and sport industries, official music services for football clubs and sports like Formula 1 and Super League, and of course there's also sportplaylist.com, where you can see the stadium chart to find out which tunes are being played at your club, also what big club playlists are, and the songs that are going down the best at grounds right around. One tune we're particularly keen on that they sent around recently is new from Crowded House. Gravity Stairs is the album, and this is Oh Home. So get to sportplaylist.com to see a club's own playlist and find out which songs are huge in the stadium chart. Meantime, let's get back to the last part of our chat with Jay from Stevenage. But so you only... So, I'll just get my head around the fact that you know, for the rest of us, team reads are just staple. It just happens. You just read it 40 minutes before kickoff, and then just in the gap before kickoff. But you do it sometimes if the chairman's there or not.
I always do it.
It's great.
I start talking about half hour before kickoff, and then if he's not there, I'll do it just before the teams come out as well, just to give it a bit of a booster, because most people have just walked out the pub and get into the ground.
Well, exactly, yeah, that's why we do it twice. That's why we've always done it twice. Some people are in the ground, you know, just before half two. Others don't come in till literally like 5 minutes, if that.
But I've never been told it, and they are the rules that we spoke about at the start of this podcast. I was told by the old guy, don't do it, he doesn't like hearing it. And I've never stopped doing it, 10 years on.
But Rich, has anyone picked up on the fact that you're not doing it anymore?
I've cast only people on social media, but they had something to moan about before we gave them that anyway, really. So I think it's just a new thing. I don't think anyone's really bothered. I don't know whether there's, no one has an obligation to do that for the away team, and I'm sure we've spoken to people on the pod before who just do home before kickoff, and that's always been the way it is.
But you see, I like doing the away team before kickoff when they've walked out, because I do it in such a throwaway, mumbling. Yeah. How fast can I get through 11 players' names without breathing? It's like so disrespectful. Yeah, I just love it, and I can see our home bench laughing as I'm.
Yeah, again, these are at this level. These are the only ways we get to throw shade now. Exactly. We have to do some really subtle disrespect for us to show disdain for the away side.
And it's so petty, isn't it? It's so petty. I'll tell you, do you know what one of the most petty things is that I don't know whether I should be saying this, and I apologise to the lovely guy at Crystal Palace, because he was great when he was on as well. But when Palace were down a couple of weekends ago and we spanked them 4-1, brilliant. Anyway, or was it 4-0? I can't remember. Anyway, but I always say, and I stole this off our friend Paul at Spurs, every opening link on camera is, good afternoon everybody, welcome along to the American Express Stadium, the fabulous home of the Albion. Today we welcome the players, officials and supporters of Liverpool for this Premier League match, which kicks off at 3 o'clock. Okay? When it's Palace, I don't say to supporters. I say, today we welcome the players and officials of Crystal Palace, because it's so petty. It's just so stupid. No one would notice, and it's just, why are you not mentioning the supporters? Because we don't. We don't mention the supporters.
So your script is exactly the same as my script at Steve's. Is exactly what I say.
Yeah.
Hope you have a wonderful day here. Yeah. Hope you have a wonderful day here in Stevenage, and a safe journey home. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. I've actually I've stolen that thing since you mentioned it. I've started doing welcome to the Hawthorns, home of the mighty Albion. Yeah. Well, our mighty Albion.
It just gets you into a.
It does. Yeah. It does. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. It does. Yeah. And that's what, again, that's the main thing I use the away team for, because I think I think in my head, the home fans hear me mumbling, and therefore they know that I'm doing the away team, so that I'm about to do the home team, and they can give it some every time we read out each player for the home team read just before kickoff. Because it does help with the atmosphere.
Definitely, I agree. Definitely.
Talking of dropping things, my bugbear, you might remember from when I was on, is I want to stop doing the attendance because I see no point in it.
We don't do it.
You're my hero.
We don't do it. I've never ever been asked to read the attendance out. I don't get what, I don't know.
I don't understand why. I get it. Right, next time the ball goes out, Rich, do the attendance. And I'm like, well, who would care if we didn't do it? Do you think someone goes away and goes, well, we won 3-0, but you know what? I didn't find out how many people were there today. It's like, who cares? If it's sponsored,
We've only started doing it again this season because people moan, but generally those people that moan are the ones that have moaned that we no longer have a paper programme available. It's only online because we'd get 500 orders and only sell 200 and it was a waste of time. So I've started doing it again. But actually, going back to the last point, I don't even think we should read the team sheet anymore because every football club now, within 1 hour of the game, the team sheet's out. So I now read Stevenage and I was like, yeah, we know. Number 4, yeah, we know. Yeah, number 7, yeah, we know. It's pointless.
I don't know. I think just before kickoff, it's that last little, come on, get behind the team. This is who's playing now. Because every now and then there's a reason to give a player an extra bit of something. They've come back, their first start back from injury, or we had a couple of players back from AFCON recently who we've sorely missed, or goalkeeper back between the sticks, or new signing starts, or something like that.
Yeah, but I agree with both. I definitely just before kickoff, but I agree with Jay. When we do it an hour and a quarter before, everybody in the stand already knows. They've got their phones out. They've been tweeting. They know the thing.
What do you want about? They haven't looked at their phones once because they know I'm going to do it, and they're waiting for that golden moment at 2:20 on their Saturday afternoon that I can tell them the team news. Which, of course, if that's all they did, then once I'd said it, they'd say, "Who's playing again then?" Because it's gone in one ear and out the other, obviously. Yeah, I know.
I am the announcer. Listen to me, darling.
Yeah, if only. I know.
They don't.
I know. Of course not. If they can hear us, if depending on how good your sound system is and where they sit and which corner and what way's the wind blowing and if it's wet or raining or whatever, they probably can't always hear what you're doing anyway. It's a nightmare.
Well, Jay, I take it now that you've got 3 times as many fans turning up that you've got. They're giving you 3 times the power of PA system, have they? Turn it up.
No, they haven't. It's awful. I mean that in the greatest respect. But listen, to be honest with you, if you were in the same room as me, you'd already know that I've got a loud, big gob anyway, so it wouldn't really matter. But yeah, generally, you get parts of that stadium that go, I can't hear what he's saying anyway. I can't even hear the raffle number, so I don't buy a ticket. So, yeah. No, I'm hoping it'll improve after they've seen some of the stuff we're doing this season because we've really pushed it quite hard, to be fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
That's good. What about you talk about half-time games? What's the best or craziest one you've been in charge of?
We used to have a sheet that went over one of the goals with a hole in it that was big enough for a ball to go through. And it was the Tyre Pro Challenge. And you got 3 attempts to kick it in it. And then we stopped. And then this year, they've said,
No. What did you win? A set of tyres for your car or something?
No, it wasn't that. I think there was a cash prize, to be fair. It was cash. So the sponsors forked it up. But then we kind of then I had those orbs that would smash into each other. They were great. That was a one-off FA Cup game.
Yeah, nice.
Drunk goggles were quite good fun. I've never worn them once in a game. And that's been pretty much it, really. The Tyre Pro Challenge was it. So this season, because of the family excellence, they go around and do mystery shopping or watching games. They've come back and gone, Stevenage are brilliant, but there's no half-time game. So I asked a few fans, and I'm like, look, we need to get something going. And so we've created a new game this year. And I think it's actually been robbed from Sheffield Wednesday in about the 1980s, to be fair. It's basically... we've twisted it. So basically, there's 6 balls, 2 people. We've done like an adult and a child have to do it together. Kick it into an open goal, different points per goal, etc., etc. End up from the halfway line kicking a ball. Everyone in the East Terrace is where our rowdy mob who are good fun give it the old ooh, and yeah, that's it really. That's about it.
Nice. That's all right. Rock and roll.
Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah.
And as far as your experience as the announcer go, what about the people you've met? I mean, I don't think it probably doesn't get much bigger than Steve Evans. I don't know.
That depends. So if we're going to talk at the Lamex Stadium, there was no one bigger that I've ever interviewed. Now, I'm 6'4", I'm a big geezer. Tyson Fury. Yeah, that was weird. So, Billy Joe Saunders is a local guy to Stevenage. There's a town about 7 miles away called Welling Garden City near us, and he had a fight at the Lamex Stadium about a year before COVID. So Tyson, as his mate, decided he'd come down and help promote the fight because it was going to be on the pitch in the summer. So my friends at BBC, they'd managed to interview him beforehand, and they helicoptered him into Stevenage, but his Ferrari was waiting for him at the training ground. My friend has interviewed him as he's come off the helicopter, and it was the windiest day ever. And they said, like, Tyson didn't want to talk. He looked green, and I was like, I really don't want to interview him. I'm so scared. I don't know why. Doesn't matter who you are. If you've opened a packet of crisps in the last hour, you are famous to me, and I'm worried about talking to you. So anyway, he's come down. He's got in his Ferrari after being interviewed by my friend because he was feeling too ill. Came down, and outside the Lamex Stadium, there was a ring set up, and he was doing a bit of sparring, blah, blah, blah. And then my job on that day was bring out Billy Joe and talk about boxing. And I am to boxing like jam is to gravy. It's just not me. I don't do boxing. I watch it if there's a big fight on, but I've never really been that interested. He's come out, and then with that, down the tunnel, all I can see is a geezer in a sparkly jacket and a pair of Bermuda shorts walking towards me. I'm like, is he coming out? And he was like, oh, yeah. I'm not going to do Billy Joe's accent. I'll let you find out on YouTube because I'll offend somebody. Let's go. And with that, he's come walking out, and I'm like, wow. And there's a photo of me and Tyson. I'm interviewing him, and my microphone is so high up at 6'4", and I was like, what are you doing for the second half? Do you fancy a game? And he just went, you give me a boots because I'm your man. And that was it. So that for me, okay. I've only just unpinned it from my Twitter, to be fair, because my last video at the club last weekend had been retweeted by someone in Ted Lasso because I started with a cryptic Ted Lasso quote. Yeah. And Danny Rojas retweeted it, so I made it.
I'll take that.
But
yeah, probably the biggest high profile was this season was Alex Ferguson. He was there watching Peterborough, because obviously his son Darren as manager, and he sat in the row behind where I am, and I was just like, that is amazing. And I couldn't talk to him. I just didn't know what to say. I absolutely bottled it. He's football royalty, and we're little League One, or should be League Two, Stevenage, and there we are.
Do you mean Championship, Stevenage?
No. I have a bad thought that we've played everyone once now. Everyone knows how we play, and now we're on the slide. I'm just so scared about it, but I don't care because I'm having a lovely time. I still come away from there whistling and singing, even if we've lost.
You know, hey, well, it could be a playoff moment. Have you ever been? And I have to ask you this because we have to check with everyone who's been on the pod. If you've ever been the announcer or had the chance to do it at Wembley.
I didn't know this was a thing until this morning. So I listened to your podcast this morning when I was in the gym, and I was like, what? That happens? Like I said, I thought I was the only man that does announcing in the country until you guys got in contact with me. I was thinking, I'm the chosen one. I've got a microphone and a big mouth. But there's loads of us. I can't believe the community I've found. I think it's amazing. No, to answer your question, I haven't until this season.
Yes, exactly.
That's where we're going.
Enjoy it when you get there. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Rich?
I've got not done yet, but there's just a feel. I don't know why. There's certainly something. I'm going to jinx it now, obviously, but there is something different this season about the team, about the chances, and just about the way it's all panning out that makes me feel that we might make it to the playoff final. We're not going up. There's no way we're going up automatically. Absolutely not. And to be fair, as it stands, first, second, third, and fourth have just got to fight it out between themselves. They've got their own little job there. So there's fifth and sixth up for grabs. Riding okay at the minute, but the Championship playoff final is usually on the bank holiday Monday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which this year is the 27th of May.
Are you away?
My wedding
No.
is the 28th of May.
Oh.
Now, last year, they switched it round and the Championship playoff final was on the Saturday of the bank holiday weekend, and League Two ended up being on bank holiday Monday.
Yeah.
So I've checked, and I think I'm going to get away with it. And if it happens, it'll be on the Saturday. So I'll have a couple of days before the wedding. Because that would have just been, you know, because if it had rocked up on, I don't know. I mean, I'd have gone, but I don't know if the wedding would have still happened the day after.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
well, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for the rest of the season. Right, look, Jay, I know you said music isn't what your sort of role on the day, but are there tunes that we are always guaranteed to hear in that sort of like 20 minutes build up to kick off at Stevenage that make us know we're at Stevenage and nowhere else?
Absolutely not. Honestly, it's
a complete jukebox.
So the DJ used to be the chairman of the football club when it was Stevenage Town. So wonderful. Keith has been there longer than I have. I've been going to Stevenage since the mid-'80s when there was a little hut and that's it. So we've seen this football club just grow and grow and grow. It's mental. Like working at school, I've had non-uniform days. And when I was a kid, I couldn't buy a Stevenage shirt. It wasn't a thing. So there's just loads of kids coming in Stevenage. But no, to answer your question, there's not one specific. I don't know what he does. He plucks some obscurity. I remember last season standing on the pitch thinking, why is he playing Cliff Richard? I was thinking, I don't quite get it. And then literally literally, I don't even know what happens. So I literally have to just go with it and just have a laugh. I think, we're playing Cambridge next Tuesday night. The lights went out of the last game. I'd be getting everything, any song that's available that had anything to do with lights going out on that playlist to wind everyone up.
Yeah.
So no, I don't. I just literally have the microphone and just clown around.
But you, I mean, obviously, you always have right here, right now, when the teams walk out. Is that the only set thing, and the rest is all up for grabs?
I think the club might have a Spotify, but however, so Phil Wallace, our chairman, I've never really spoke to him in 10 years until last year. I got a WhatsApp from someone called Phil Wallace. And he was like, "Hi, hi, Drackers." That's what I'm known as. I'm not known as Jay. I'm known as Drackard. He said, "I think we should change the walkout music. I'd like Mr. Bublé, Michael Bublé. You know, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me." And I was like, "Please don't do this." I had to go to the club to confirm that it was actually him that sent me a message. Like, no. I said, "Look, that is not the one." He went, No. I've seen other clubs do it. Let's do it. We did it once. And I was just like, no one got it. And I was like, oh, no. And I went, please, can we play Chelsea Dagger? Everyone will love that. That's a banger. We played that and it started working. Then I did a mixture of two for the club. That didn't work either. So then we went back from that. But we used to. The best one ever was the Black Pearl from, what's the film?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Johnny Depp. Yeah, what an entrance tune. Yeah.
Do you know what? Before I did it at West Brom, I did this job at Portsmouth, and that was what they played when they came out. And it was as they walked out the tunnel. When they're on the pitch, it's Mike Oldfield's Portsmouth, but at the walkout, it is pretty good. It is pretty good.
Yeah. So
but
no,
Michael
Bublé.
Michael Bublé. Wow. There is.
I mean, if you're going to play that, you've got to play the Muse version of that, really.
Yes.
Michael Bublé's version.
And you know what? That's exactly what I went back to him. I said, the Muse one is what you want. Sent in the Spotify or the YouTube link. Like, listen to
No, he was adamant on Bublé.
I won't have a bad word said about him. He's unbelievable. He's taken our club in 76 from a nothing to bang.
I just if I was ever a football chairman, would the first thing I do when I walk in, would it be to change the walkout music, just to wind the stadium announcer up, and think of something really bad? It's like, I've had an idea. I think we should play. Yeah. There's that clip from Sunderland Till I Die that goes around with the new guy Charlie what's his face trying to say to everyone, right, I know we've had this for ages, but I think we should use this. I think we should use that. And he finds there's a Tiesto dance track. I think it's Adagio for strings, Tiesto's version of Adagio for strings, which is a bit of a banger. And he's there trying to sell it to everyone. And he gets up out of his chair in the boardroom and he says, this is the moment they walk out and this is the thing they can work out and we can play it instead of this. And then it all stops and one of the guys just goes to him, yeah, but if we're going to play that, we need to get a better sound system first. And then the whole room goes quiet. And goes, oh, yeah, anyway. But just, some things, we have fiddled with the Liquidator again. Since the Wolves game, we've stopped playing the Liquidator because at the moment, someone somewhere believes it's kind of associated with either, what happened at the Wolves game. Obviously, it's always been the chant we've had against Wolves. I know the last couple of games we've done kids for a quid, so the thinking has been, well, if we've got more kids in than we ever have, maybe we won't have everyone telling everyone to F off Wolverhampton just before kickoff, maybe, which I'm going to get, but I know people are messaging me or messaging about it saying, bring the Liquidator back, and I expect we will, because it's the answer. It is the answer. We've been trying to fiddle with it. We've had AC/DC Thunderstruck. We've moved where we play Insomnia. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Can't Stop, which has got a really good strong intro and gets going, is pretty good. But when you've had something like that there for so long, like the Liquidator, why? I don't know. It's not my call, but might change it.
Is the Liquidator the same thing that the one that Chelsea played as well?
Yeah. Same one. Okay. Yeah. Don't ask me who had it first, because depending on who you ask, and we both did, and neither of us did either.
Well, I'll tell you right here, right now, that we had that first. So, Norman will be sending you guys down at Stevenage a bill.
We'll just go with Cliff Richard. I think that would be unbelievable. Seriously.
Perfect.
We did play some Chaz and Dave once when it was the day that he died. With Chaz or Dave. No, it was Chaz. Died.
Yeah.
And we were playing Spurs. So someone of those very quick things. So should we play Chaz and Dave? Ain't no pleasing you. And then the Spurs tweets went crazy. Like, oh, what?
He's a Stevenage guy as well. Chaz is a Stevenage guy.
Who's your big rival then? You mentioned like Peterborough. Who's Stevenage's? Who's your derby match?
Honestly, Woking. Woking in the National League is our derby. You could really go Luton. Luton is our closest rivalry, but we all know that Luton are a different animal to Stevenage. So when they dropped out before their recent push, that was the big one, if that makes sense. But Luton are massive, aren't they? They're their ground, although wasn't ready for Premier League, has been there and done it before. Our ground has not. It's only being developed as we've been going on. There was big crowdfunding for a new stand that went up a couple of seasons ago. So we're kind of finding our feet still as we go through. So if we did get to Championship, I'm presuming they would have to hold back on us and help us get it over the line, because we'd be nowhere near ready. We've got one side, which is the East Terrace, which is all standing only. Be interesting.
Okay, here's to the end of the season. Right, Jay, we'll wrap it up now and ask you with the one big question that sums it all up together. What in your opinion is the best thing about being Stevenage's stadium announcer?
The best thing about being Stevenage announcer, there's a massive saying that the heart of the community is in the people at Stevenage, and without fail, when I turn up at match day, or if I'm walking around the town or doing anything in the town that I live in, those people that go to those games, every single game that I sit near or say hello to, be it the bloke who sat on the turnstile, the fan who's been there just as long as I have, the people you sit amongst on match day, it's about the community, and we are a family, and you probably get that at every club you go to, but I think because we've grown, over the past few years, and we're growing again, just the older generation of Stevenage fan. I mean, we had a big hashtag Stevenage for League Football that blew out of the sky a couple of seasons ago that a few of us created on a radio show that we ran. that for me is just Stevenage through and through. The fact that we are a family, and I know everyone's problems, everyone's business, everything about Stevenage, and you go down there and you just feel like you're amongst it and you're amongst your own people. And that for me is, I don't know how many high fives or how many kisses I blow on match day, but that's for me what it's about. I honestly don't care if we win, get promoted, we lose, whatever. I remember another stadium announcer was at a game once who tweeted that he couldn't believe that I announced that we'd lost at the end of the game because we got pumped about 4-1. He couldn't believe it, but I still, like I say, come rain or shine, walk away from that place down there that we call church as happy as anything, because that's our place. So, yeah, it's the people, absolutely.
And it's cool to have that unique job, isn't it? When it comes to like whatever you could do for your club. There are so many jobs potentially you could do for your club, but you know, how do you feel about being the announcer?
Oh yeah, I feel privileged because, like I said earlier on, I'm slap bang in the middle of it, and I get to do a lot of magic. We unfortunately had a fan die a couple of weeks ago in a car accident on the way home, Ollie on the way home from a match, and then his friend that was in the car with him is still in hospital now, and we did a big speech. And it's things like that, standing there with everyone stood up, listening to you talking words that the family have asked you to say is just like, for me, is the most respect I could pay for anybody. But yeah, it's just being there, being with the people that you love, and that's what I do, really. I just love match day. It's the best day ever. I'm already looking forward to Saturday today. And what are we on Tuesday? Mental.
Yeah,
mental.
I know. Thank you very much, mate. It's great to hear from you. Great to have you on. Thank you for telling your stories.
No worries.
Keep up the awesome work at Stevenage. Best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks.
It's going to be awesome. Rich, thank you very much as well.
Thanks, Rich.
And thanks to you for listening as well. Big up to the team at ShootMusic, always ready to send Matchday DJs new songs for inclusion on their next Matchday playlist. So till we get our next stadium announcer on to come and tell all, keep an eye on our X account, which is @AnnouncersPod, and of course on Instagram, where you can find us under We Welcome Your Teams. Till the next time, may your clipboards be sturdy and your mic batteries always fully charged.